The shocking back-to-back double homicides over Pentecost Sunday and Wheat Monday in Dennery and Jacmel have elicited widespread condemnation. The violent deaths of 4 young people overshadowed a day set aside for a national day of prayer and fasting to address a myriad of issues, from pandemic woes to escalating violent crime, that has left residents in various communities scared to venture out of their homes. Now, founder of the non-governmental organization We Evolve, Trudy Popoleos, says the NGO has taken up the mantle to advocate for people seeking the relevant services with respect to mental health and various forms of abuse. It's all part of a concerted effort to tackle the root cause of the problems of crime and violence.
We also need to bear in mind that a lot of those persons who are inflicting the crime onto somebody else, they have also found themselves in an environment of being raised in probably their lifestyle being impacted by crime violence. Maybe a family member of theirs may be taken by gun violence and they feel that retaliation. So which is why I highlighted in the press release that we have to look at it on a psychological effect. If we go in guns blazing, then we will not basically find the issue as to why the gun violence is plaguing St. Lucia.
Popoleos says the eye for an eye adage needs to be put to rest, and a holistic approach must be taken to provide proper support and counseling to people impacted by violence and sudden loss.
The person would have to go through some form of counseling. They would have to find out their strengths. They would have to be able to connect with themselves. And also, we would have to basically help society, because you find that society is what we call the major peer pressure issue. That as much as the person may want to ignore that their family member may have been taken away from gun violence, the peer pressure around them would basically escalate the issue. So we do have to put mechanisms in place in order for our society to be more diverse into basically more simple approaches on how to deal with situations instead of escalating it where it becomes violent.
The solemn weekend observed as a time for praying and fasting, according to Popoleos, must also be accompanied by practical approaches to arresting rising violent crime.
Government, in terms of government, the opposing party, opposition, NGOs, we all need to come together. Youth groups, church leaders, we all need to come together in order for us to combat crime. Let's look at it on a holistic approach. No matter which administration is at the helm, there will still be crime unless we combat it as a country.
We Evolve expressed its sympathies with the families, relatives, and friends of all victims who were killed as a result of violence. The organization has pledged support in creating a safe and violence-free St. Lucia. Soulage Alfred, HTS News Force.